return back up to the podium and take questions afterwards.
Okay, focus has been here on our team for the last 2 weeks, and I like the way the guys have been practicing. We always continue to evaluate whatever ways we can make this organization better, and felt like that we had an opportunity to add a piece to the puzzle, just like I told our team today. You know, the success part is never final, and the more good tools you can have on a team, the better off you are. So I feel like we added a decent piece to the puzzle here, just like we have in the past. But let me introduce to you Brett Favre here. Come on up, Mark. Let's do this right. What's your deal? There you go, man. It looks like it's right back. I like this. Thank you. Questions? Kent.
Brett, can you just talk about this, long off-season, just the process of where your emotions were, and what made you feel like you were ready to make that decision?
Well, obviously, first and foremost, I knew if I was to play, I had to have surgery. Was kind of iffy on the surgery. Finally decided to have it. The recovery, Dr. Andrews said, would be roughly 6 weeks, and he was right. It was a good 6 weeks. Although at times it felt really well, other times not quite as well. So I guess what I went through last year with a torn bicep, going into the season not knowing or feeling fine, the season as it progressed, my arm got worse and worse, and so I wanted to make sure that if I was to play that I didn't go through that again. And so I was, if you want to say cautious, maybe an understatement. I really felt like I did everything I possibly could do to get to where I wanted to be. I didn't feel, as I said, I didn't feel like at times it was where it needed to be. And maybe subconsciously, I was, as Chili had said several times, you need to cross over that line. You got to take that chance. You can't keep, you're 39 years old. Your arm may not feel like it did at 21. But the pieces are in place here that you don't have to do as much, and I totally agree with that. But 3 weeks ago, I guess, to what has changed really, or the reasons I said no, I don't know if it has come out yet, but I found out after the surgery that I had still have a tear in my rotator cuff, and was assured by Dr. Andrews. Of course, when I heard that news after the surgery, I said, "Oh boy, I got a torn rotator cuff," because I was still having a little bit of pain, and did an MRI in May or June after the surgery, and that showed that I had this rotator cuff tear. So, in talking with Dr. Andrews, he said, "Well, it was actually there before the surgery, but had I fixed that, you wouldn't play this year, and you may not play next year, because that's a pretty serious surgery. But it looks like you've played with it for quite a while, so because of some calcification around the tear." So that scared me. Being a quarterback or a pitcher, 39, just coming off of surgery for something totally different, I was, to say reluctant, once again, would be an understatement. I was I just kept thinking that I didn't want to go through what I went through last year. But when Brad called yesterday, I was actually on my way up to high school. I was kind of helping out with the kids, and we had a good conversation. I hadn't talked to him in 3 weeks. He said, just give it another shot, see if you want to take that chance. And between three weeks ago when I said no and the phone conversation yesterday, I had talked to Dr. Andrews and was reassured that that wouldn't be an issue, although I thought it's over and done with. So it kind of gave me another chance yesterday. And I felt like if they were willing to take that chance, I was too. So. I think for me, I had to be reassured, not from Brad, but from Dr. Andrews and the doctors here as well, that we all know there's no guarantees, but that this wouldn't be an issue. Once again, you never know, but my arm has felt, I shouldn't say 100%, but it's felt pretty good. Good enough for me to feel confident about making the throws I need to make. And so once I knew that was okay, and was fortunate enough to get the phone call from Chile yesterday, I said, as a lot of friends and family have told me, you won't know unless you take the chance. It's everyone who I've talked to, former players, coaches, just people in general, said if you were to go back, this is a perfect fit. It really is. Once again, there's no guarantees, but I have a really good football team here. I have a very good running game, and I hope from my standpoint, I felt like all along that I could offer some experience and leadership. And I have to admit, through this whole process, and after I'd said no 3 weeks ago, at times I was okay with it. Other times I said, well, I really felt like I could help that team. And I think that's the competitive fire in me. As a player, regardless of sport, you got to feel like you can make a difference. And I truly feel like I can. And so I just didn't want to look back. I have no idea how I feel a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But I didn't want to say, what if?
Being a rival for so long, what was it like putting on the Vikings helmet for the first time?
It was different. I'm not going to lie to you. As it was different in New York last year. 16 years played in Green Bay were great years, and that was home to me. And some great games against this organization. Some we won, some we lost. But I think in time it will feel, as I've been welcomed today by everyone, it feels great. And the bottom line is it's football. And once people start chasing you, once you step into the huddle, I don't look at the helmets. I look at the faces. And I think the guys will know that I'm in it for the right reasons. And that's because I still love to play. And regardless of who it's with, I still feel like I can help this team or whichever team was willing to take a chance. And so, I know there's people out there taking sides and whatever. And there's no, this is not about revenge or anything like that, believe me. You can't take away the 16 years I had in Green Bay. It was unbelievable. It was great. And that will be forever cherished by me and the guys I played with. And, they've moved on. I've moved on. I think it's great for football. I can't see how you wouldn't think it would be.